12 seasons of science, nerd culture, and excellent humor. One cannot find any flaws in the Big Bang Theory series.
Oh, I'm so happy you think so. Does that mean that you won't really criticize it?
Bazinga! There are many things that turn The Big Bang Theory into one of those love-hate shows that millions of viewers hate more than they love it. The fact that The Big Bang Theory switched its target audience as it approached the last several seasons of the show is one of them. A sitcom about a group of nerdy scientists and a so-called normal person sharing an apartment and becoming friends turned into every other sitcom on Earth. A show filled with dating, romantic relationships, and family life. Where did all the scientific jokes go?
But Mr. Scoffer, sir, it's only natural. The characters have to change and evolve to grow up, you know? Yes, Sheldon, Howard, Leonard, and Raj, with their passion for science, comic books, and geek culture, were totally single and especially quirky in the beginning of the show. But adding Penny to their group meant they would change. It's okay to get into relationships and family life as you grow up, you know?
Maybe. But it's not okay to push the basis of the show aside to create another soap opera sitcom. Especially considering the fact that they didn't even manage to do justice to the characters that deserve some of that soap opera. And yes, I mean Raj. Mind you, he had the potential to become the most romantic and adequate partner of all his friends. Not giving him a proper romantic storyline when the whole show turned into some kind of rom-com instead of sitcom was irrational and weird.
Well, the creators kind of tried to fix the situation in season 12 when Raj began to date Anu.
The relationship between Raj and Anu couldn't have been more forced even if it wasn't an attempt at an arranged marriage. The creators of the show would have been better off not introducing this storyline at all. It felt rushed and unnatural. The only love story twist on this nerdy show that was worse than Raj and Anu's pairing was Penny getting pregnant in the series finale. Like, throughout the whole show, Penny claimed that she didn't want to have any children, and Leonard respected her decision. And then boom, she accidentally gets pregnant and just accepts it? Really? It's the worst thing screenwriters can do to the characters. Make them act out of character simply to force the happiness in the happy ending.
Oh, well, I can't disagree with this point. But the development of most of the other storylines was pretty consecutive.
Maybe, but you know whose development wasn't consecutive? Sheldon Cooper's.
Oh, come on. He went through a full transformation arc, from a socially awkward and cold scientist to a caring and loving person. His relationship with Amy proves it more than anything.
Oh, yes? If we leave out small details like Sheldon being sarcastic while he claims to not understand sarcasm at all. Or the moments of screenwriters' laziness, like the one where Sheldon brings 6 cats into the apartment, despite him claiming he's allergic to cats. There will still be a whole list of ways the creators of the show spoiled Sheldon's development. First, in the last seasons, he almost stopped acting and talking like a scientist. No one says that his relationship with Amy should have been dropped. But where did his passion for his job go? And what happened to the random scientific facts he liked to share with everyone in the earlier seasons? At the same time, somehow Sheldon never really matured compared to his friends. The almost ruined Nobel Prize ceremony proves it.
Well, maybe you are right about these details, Mr. Scoffer. But in general, Sheldon Cooper is a rather complex character, especially for a sitcom. He changed a lot throughout those 12 seasons and also remained true to himself and his work, even though the show didn't pay enough attention to him as a scientist closer to the finale. But you cannot argue that this show in general is unique.
I think IT crowd.
It has an incredible amount of funny references to nerdy games and geek culture.
Yeah, often these references are very shallow and are treated as witty jokes, even though one cannot consider a brief mention of a comic book character or nerdy Halloween costume a joke on its own.
It represents scientists and geeky culture in a nice way.
We must have watched 2 different shows, Mr. Fullylover. since I mostly saw mockery, jokes on social anxiety, and a simplification of both science and nerd culture in The Big Bang Theory. This show mostly makes fun of the archetypes it creates, of nerdy scientists with zero social skills, and so-called normal people who are mostly depicted as not very bright. The creators of the series should have shown more respect towards those they base their show on.
Look who's talking.
Excuse me?
You know, Mr. Scoffer, whenever I film an episode with you, I empathize with Penny back when she was in season 1 and trying to get acquainted with Sheldon and his friends.
Because you feel yourself honored and enlightened by my presence and direction?
Sure. Roar!